And thank you so much for coming today. It's not a great weather day, but thank you. I appreciate it. Anyone coming out with cold today, I really appreciate it. Good afternoon. My name is Joseph Solomito. I'm here today and I'm pleased to announce my candidacy for mayor for the city of Fitchburg. All right! I'm a lifelong resident of the city of Fitchburg. I'm vested in the best interest of the city of Fitchburg. I promise to work enthusiastically to promote a professional, productive attitude to the city of Fitchburg, to the residents of Fitchburg. This commitment is not to me, but rather to the city and the residents of the city of Fitchburg. This is reflecting the fact that I intend to close my law practice in Fitchburg and devote my time and my effort to becoming an accountable, accessible, full-time mayor of the city of Fitchburg. When I ran for the city council 3 years ago, I walked the neighborhood of Ward 5, I spoke to the people and I asked their concerns. While on the city council for the last 3 years, I met people in the shopping center, walking around here every day. The voices I heard when I went door to door and the concerns that were voiced in the last 3 years, their concerns are the very same. It is going to be these concerns that are going to be the primary focus of my candidacy for the mayor for Fitchburg. Number one, and first and foremost, the condition of the roads in our city. The condition of our city roads speaks volumes about the city, its stability, and how it really feels about itself. When we invite people to come to Fitchburg, or we promote visitors to Fitchburg, and they look at our roads, the image that it projects is one of a lack of maintenance and a lack of a vision for the future. That's not the image we want. We have to change that image to get people to come to Fitchburg. Our public works department, and it's horribly undermanned, does an outstanding job with the amount of people and the equipment that it has. Each person does a great job with their assigned duties, and they're led by their director, Lenny Laxo, and the supervisor, Gary Withington. What I'm going to ask is this is one department in the city of Fitchburg that has to be expanded. I'm going to implement a program to update equipment and to increase the staffing for the Public Works Department. Second, a professional economic development program for the city of Fitchburg. For years, our planning office has concentrated on getting grants that are aimed at getting low or moderate income housing development in the city of Fitchburg. What that really says is that's all we want to bring into Fitchburg. What we need is economic development in the city of Fitchburg. While I've been on the council, I have seen grants being processed by our planning department. Items such as grants on how to get people to eat healthier foods. What does that have to do with economic stimulation for our city? And it's nothing. What we need is a development team that will focus on bringing economic business to Fitchburg, to work with businesses, not to impede them, not to ignore them, but to help them get to the process of permits as quickly as legally possible and to expand the business they already have. Third, Fitchburg State College and establishing a relationship with them. A great asset of the city of Fitchburg is Fitchburg State University. As the largest employer within our city, Our local businesses thrive due to the people who come in and out of Fitchburg every day due to their involvement with the university. One of the examples of the collaboration and partnership that we've seen with the university and the city is President Antonucci and his staff in shuttling students from around the college, the university area, to the parking lot. The previous parking nightmare around the college is now a thing of the past. And we have the university and the university president to thank for that. In addition, President Antonucci has helped the Wallace Civic Center thrive due to its taking over the Wallace Civic Center. But now it's time for the city of Fitchburg to give back to the university and its students for it helping the city of Fitchburg. The way I would like to do that is graduating students in the university in the field of teaching specifically possess energy, knowledge, and expertise in the latest fields of teaching. What we should do, what we must do, is encourage these graduating students to seek employment in our school system. In order to do that, I will work with the school department in implementing an employment of professional preferred. We know they're working. I will work with the university and the school department in implementing a preferred employment status for students graduating from the university. I firmly believe that these graduating students, if they get employment in Fitchburg, will seek to live in our city and will contribute to our city for years to come. It will be a win-win situation for both parties. Lights in our city. Or the lack of them. For 2 years, we've seen our lights turned off. Citizens immediately reacted out of fear, and they pleaded with our mayor to turn the lights back on. Wonderful people like Laurie Wiley and Kevin Wiley, organized citizens, they obtained thousands of signatures pleading with our mayor to turn the lights back on to ensure their safety, that their children could walk down the street in a lit area. Unfortunately, those pleas were ignored. I promise, if I am elected, to turn all the lights on and to keep them on. To promote the public library. I purposely chose this location to make my announcement today in front of the Fitchburg Public Library. The closed doors reflect what is not working in our city today. The city of Fitchburg was the very first city in the entire country to implement a youth library through the vision and the encouragement of George Wallace Jr. He built this library in the youth library. We were a model. We were a model for education for our children. For the last 3 years, the operating budget of the library has been decreased significantly. Its accreditation has been suspended. The result of that is that the library members have lost privileges, and we all know that. The last 3 years have not been my concept of a city that has vision for the future. I've also been in contact with the librarian at the Fitchburg Law Library right up the street at the Superior Court building. They have expressed an interest to leave that building and to rent space in this building, a very small area. That would result in added revenue to our public library. If that were to happen, there's a good possibility that the operating hours of this building might be increased. I've also been told that the librarian at the library has contacted our mayor on several occasions to try to work out a rental agreement. And that person was informed by the mayor that she is not interested in joining the parties in this library. If I am elected, I will bring the parties together to try to come up to a shared space and to make it a beneficial result for our public library. During the past 3 years in the council, I believe that I have exhibited an ethical and conscientious approach to every issue presented to the council. I've responded to their concerns. I filed petitions on their behalf, and I believe I've advocated on their behalf. My positions on these issues really speak for themselves. I have opposed any implementation of a trash fee, which was proposed by Mayor Wong. I have voted consistently against raising water or sewer rates in the city of Fitchburg every time it's come before the council. I have opposed any reduction in the operating costs for the library as well as the senior center. I strongly support Councilor Connery's petition regarding tax increment financing, commonly called a TIF. I believe that no one person, including the mayor, should have the authority by themselves to make a tax reduction agreement with any company without a committee knowing all the facts and voting on the issue.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Finally, I will demand total commitment to the citizens of Fitchburg in every stage of the operation of our city government. Each and every city employee, including myself, shall be accountable for his or her work assignments every day of the week. And we will be constantly reminded that we are employed. We will be constantly reminded that we are employed by the citizens for their benefit. This accountability can only result in a pride and a job well done. They've talked about the state budget and how it's looming in the future. And it indicates that tightening of a belt is going to be the order of the day. And I welcome that. And I've always believed that the city, like any family living here, can only spend what you have. If you do not have the funds, you cannot spend it. I believe and I know I have the ability to lead and manage this city in a positive direction. But I can't do it alone. I will ask you, I will ask the council to work together, and we will move the city in a positive direction. I thank you for your support.